So, part 3 of a ramrod, of making a ramrod, is fitting it into the gun. Now, in this case, the first thing you want to do is take the ramrod thimbles out and take the barrel out and get any dirt and dust out. You can do this with an air gun, or you can do it with a ramrod drill. I'm just going to spin this around, and you can see I pulled out any chips, and I'm going to carefully turn it upside down and tap it. And get the dirt out. And then I'm going to take the ramrod without the barrel and see if it'll fit in. And I can see with my trigger, that hole where the trigger guard comes in, I can see the ramrod, so that's telling me I'm at the bottom of the ramrod channel. So without the barrel, the ramrod fits. The next thing I'm going to do is take my barrel and put it back in the gun. I'm not going to pin it. And then I'm going to place it in there. And I notice it catches. So I am going to and I noticed where it catches was right in that hole. So that's telling me I need to file down the barrel lug. So that's a common thing you'll see. So I'll put the barrel in the vise. Hit that a few times. It was barely catching, so I don't need to take much. And then try again. Put the barrel in. And now the ramrod goes all the way down into with the barrel on. Now I didn't make a mistake, but it's no big deal. I'm going to have to trim a little bit off, but that's easy enough to do. The next thing I'm going to do is put the thimbles on. I'm going to start by putting the rear thimble in. And seeing if the ramrod will go in with the rear thimble in. And it's tight. So that tells me that there's... Now I already have it pinned. I should have done this before it was pinned. But there's a few things you can do. First I gotta knock it back out. So one of the easiest things you can do is take a round file like this and file it a little bit. And try to open it up a little bit. And try again. And it goes in. It's tight, but I can fix that in another step. Ramrod's also a little bent, which is something I'll need to work on. So then I'm going to put on the two front thimbles. A little trick. I notch these. One notch is the far front one. Two notches is the far rear one. And the notch always goes towards the muzzle. Now the front thimbles normally don't cause a huge issue, but sometimes you have to tweak one or inlay one more, but the Ramrod seems to be going in. Now a common issue you'll have, I'm fairly certain I'm not going to run into it on this one, but the next thing you'd want to do is put the lock in and see if you have clearance, if the bolt will clear. Now I can look through the hole and I don't see any ramrod, so I know it's going to clear my lock bolt. If that happens, one of the simple solutions, and if you see on this one, this is off another gun, is to grind down your bolt or use a thinner bolt. That will give a little bit of clearance if your lock bolt is into your ramrod channel a little bit. And sometime to make it a little bit more flexible in here, there's a tool you can use, and I'll show you that in a minute. So now you want to make a ramrod scraping tool. Here I just have a 1/4-inch piece of cold rolled steel I picked up at actually Surplus City for like $4. I'm going to take the end, and you can do this hot or cold. And get a little bit of a flat going there. kind of like that. And gonna bend it down a little bit. And that should work. In there I got a little bit of a cutter. And you want it to be round. You know, roughly a radius of your ramrod. Kind of see how I have that shaped. So then the next thing to do is to use it. So you want to have the gun and the vise kind of like this. I'm just using this clamp to change the direction. And you want to take your tool and put a little bit of a bend in it with just something like this. And then it has a little bit of bend, so when it goes in the channel, it scrapes against the top. And all you want to do is work that back, rotate a little bit. And you can see I'm making some chips. And this can be a way to get the rod away from, if you have it hitting a screw down here, can get away from that. Or just provide general clearance. Now sometimes you do want to adjust the bend in it. But it's a real simple tool you can make, you know. And it works very well. And you can play with the cutting edge. You could even get it to work better than it is right now. You know, by filing, and hell, if you wanted to, you could get a hardened cutter on there. But you can see I'm getting decent amount of chips with just this little blade. So that should open that up a little bit. You can see that's a good amount of chips I scraped out of there. So the other thing that you might want to consider doing if you're having issues fitting your ramrod is tapering it. Now that ramrod's working, so I'm just using a piece of dowel to demonstrate. But the easiest way to taper is by just scraping it and rotating, slowly rotating, and just with a utility knife. You know, you'd want to work down the section that is going in your stock. And by doing this, you can rather quickly put a taper on your ramrod. And then after you do that, you would just want to sand it some.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more great content, and check out our Instagram page at @SquirrelTailShow.